and welcome to the Cartibus and Cami podcast. We are the Latin Network. We're your hosts,
Stephen Aranda.
and Earth Mesias, where this show's purpose is to tell you about a culture and community that you may not know a lot about.
That community being the Hispanic slash Latinx community. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about a wide variety of subjects.
So today's person of the day is an athlete slash boxer, and his name is Saul Canelo Alvarez.
So to start off, Canelo is arguably one of the greatest boxers of today's time. He was born on July 18th, 1990 in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Canelo has 3 kids and a wife, and he also started boxing at the age of 15 years old, and since then just fell in love with the sport. He has also fought in 4 different weight divisions.
One of his base fights was against Gennady Golovkin, which he faced off with in 2017, and that fight ended in a draw. They later had a rematch in 2018, which Canelo won the bout by a majority decision.
Canelo currently has a record of 53 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. His first loss is from Floyd Mayweather in 2013 and from Dimitri Bivol in 2022. 36 of his wins, though, are by knockout. He also holds multiple world titles, such as Unified WBA Super, WBC Franchise, Ring Magazine, Lineal Middleweight Champion, and WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the world.
In 2018, he signed one of the biggest contracts for the sports streaming service DAZN. This includes a five-year contract with an 11-fight contract that is worth $365 million. That was one of the biggest sports contracts during the time. It was only broken by Los Angeles Angels' Mike Trout, who broke that record by signing a 12-year contract worth $426.5 million.
Yep. And so some of Canelo's notable points in his career was in 2015 when he had a victory over Miguel Cotto to obtain the middleweight championship. He also had his first ever fight on October 29th of the year 2005, in which he beat Gonzalez by technical knockout. Alvarez is also the first and only boxer in history to become the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world.
As of recording this, Cinco de Mayo has already passed by a while, but 2 weeks? And a lot of people celebrate Cinco de Mayo thinking it's the Independence Day of Mexico, which is incorrect. Mexico's Independence Day is on September 16th, which is when Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla gave a call to arms, which is now known as El Grito de Dolores, which translates to the cry of pain.
So, since we switched topics, why is Cinco de Mayo celebrated?
So, during the Second Franco-Mexican War, Mexico was outnumbered by the French at about Puebla, but somehow we ended up pulling through and actually driving them out, and that's why it's celebrated. It isn't as celebrated in Mexico as it is in America, but the only place that actually celebrates Cinco de Mayo is in Puebla, which was where the Puebla was, and they do a whole festival and such.
Yes, I also feel like a lot of people interpret Cinco de Mayo as like a different thing. It's probably they think like it was a war, right? A lot of people think it was just a war or just something, but actually means something deeper.
Yeah.
So this episode is shorter than usual because it's finals week and we're wrapping up things now.
Yeah, so we're just making preparations for whoever, picks out the podcast because this is going to be our last episode as host because I'm leaving for the school called the Gadsden Academy, which is over at Western Kentucky University, where I basically take college classes as a high school student, so I'm not going to be able to do this anymore.
And I also won't be continuing to doing this, so because I'm choosing a trade school pathway.
Yeah, and for those of you who want to know more about the Gadsden Academy, go check out the interview we did with the Gadsden Academy student called Gianna Claros. I would recommend watching that to get more information on that. And I would recommend checking out the website. The Gadsden Academy applications are for sophomores only, so if you're a junior, that's too bad. But anyways, it's been awesome being able to do all of this. I wouldn't trade this. If I could go back, I wouldn't change a thing. I love doing this, and I always will.
So one last time, We are the Latin Network, and it has been a pleasure talking to all of you.
Goodbye, and thank you for everything. It's been awesome.